So, tell me about yourself or introduce yourself. Sometimes give us your self introduction. In whatever way this question has been asked, we all face these questions at some point of time in our lifetime, especially in our interviews. It feels like a particular question has been leaked in an examination, but yet we are completely unprepared for that. So, in today's video, we're going to give you few tips which enhances your way you give your self introduction. See, there is nothing like a perfect self introduction, but there are always rooms for improvement. And these tips are to put you ahead in the self introduction game. My name is Shyam from Lingua Franca India, and without wasting any more time, let's get started. Tip number 1: never ever start your introduction by saying myself. I've seen this particular slang many people use: myself Raju, myself David, or myself Mumtaj. Either say I'm Raju or my name is Raju, but never ever myself. As per the famous quote from the Harvey Specter says, first impression is the best. Get it through your head and don't ruin it. Tip number 2: don't use the words have completed unless and until it's a very recent one. I've seen people using the words or using the sentence, I have completed my bachelor's degree in microbiology. I have completed my master's degree in psychology. Use these sentences if you have just graduated out of college and you're applying for the job. Otherwise, say, I completed my bachelor's degree in the year 2014. I completed my master's degree in psychology in the year 2018. So use the words have completed if it's a recent one. Otherwise, use the word completed, mention the year. Got it? Tip number 3. You can also say, I have a bachelor's degree in microbiology or a master's degree in psychology. See, there is a difference between have completed as well as have. Here we are mentioning that we have a particular degree. You can use either of these. You can either say, I completed my bachelor's degree in the year 2018, or you can say, I have a bachelor's degree. Tip number 4. Never use the words or the phrase passed out. Passed out actually means that you fell down unconsciously or you fainted. I've seen people saying, I passed out in the year 2014. I passed out in the year 2018. Instead say, I graduated in the year 2014 or I completed my graduation in the year 2018. But never ever use the phrase passed out unless and until you're talking about the situation where you actually fainted. Tip number 5. Try to use different words in order to avoid being monotonous and over repetitive. Remember, the interviewer might be interviewing more than 100 candidates in the particular day. In what way your self-introduction is going to be different or is going to stand out? When describing their hobbies, people come up with general expressions like, my hobbies are playing football, watching cricket, and listening to music. How to avoid this over repetitiveness or this monotonousness? Try to use different words to describe your hobbies as well as be more specific. For example, I love reading books, especially thrillers. You know what? Unraveling the mystery after all those odds gives me a specific satisfaction. Another example, I'm a tech savvy. I like watching gadget reviews of most of the products which gets launched, and I weigh their pros and cons in order to be updated or in order to be up to date. Even my friends call me tech guru. See, these examples are like clickbait examples. They make the interviewer to ask more questions to you so that he will get to know you better. So try any of these. create your own example for your hobby. Tip number 6. If you are an experienced candidate, walk them through your work experiences as well as your job nature. But be concise and clear. Don't use the jargons which you use in your work environment because the interviewer may or may not be aware of those. Tip number 7. Finally, conclude your introduction by summarizing why you are here and in what way you can be the perfect candidate for this particular job. Try mastering these 7 tips and create your own unique version of self-introduction for you. While you prepare, try to refer our previous videos on both YouTube as well as Instagram. And throughout your presentation, be enthusiastic as well as be confident, both in your voice as well as in your body language. We will discuss that in detail later on in our videos. For now, go and prepare. See you in the next video.